I would say that the franchise and the coaching staff have more to answer for as far as Giannis's development and
True.
Giannis's team around him.
And their scheme.
Coach Bud has a very limited array of offensive plays.
He's on a short leash right now.
He should be.
His shooting is atrocious. Like, he shouldn't be shooting jump shots, and I don't think he should be trying to dribble drive all the time. The next thing I wanted to bring up, this is going to be controversial, and I know it will be, but I actually strongly believe in this potentially here. Has Giannis Antetokounmpo hit his ceiling as an individual? He turned 26 a few months ago.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay. So if you watch him play, he's on the perimeter. He's trying to take drives. He's trying to drive to the paint, and then he's also playing in the paint with Euro steps and just sort of dunking on guys. I honestly feel like we've seen the peak of Giannis, because I don't think he'll ever be a great shooter. I don't think that's his role on a truly championship contender team. I think if you look at his stats, his shooting this season, right? He's shooting 76.5 from 5 feet or less, so basically around the paint, around the net. He shoots 33% from 5 to 9 feet. He shoots 24% from 10 to 14. And he shoots 30% from 15 feet out. He's a terrible shooter, terrible jump shooter. His form is hideous. And I know he works hard on his shooting, because you can tell his work ethic is in the top 5 of the league. But I think he needs to focus. I think he's peaked for what he's trying to be, which is kind of like the Swiss Army knife, kind of like a taller, lankier LeBron James. But I think he's better suited to be a second option and in the Anthony Davis role, where he can focus on being a big guy, not having to dribble and try to drive into the paint, because that's where Miami and Toronto shut him off when they built the wall, so to speak, with multiple guys in the playoffs. I think what we're seeing from Giannis is not his most effective play style, but I think as an individual, stats-wise and skill-wise, I honestly think he's peaked. I don't think he's going to improve as a shooter. And I just think if he can move into a big guy role, a proper big man role, even, again, if you wanted to play Bachelor Party, if he was going to go into Golden State, they'd have him as their center, and he would play a center, the center position. He might be a point center, passing to the shooters, but I think Giannis has peaked in terms of individual improvement. I really do.
Wow.
It doesn't look like anything has changed this year. The Bucks aren't even that much better. And again, like I was going to say, I think the rest of the team is pretty weak relative to the previous seasons. I don't think they're as formidable as they were last year in terms of their roster. But I do think Giannis has peaked.
Okay. I have a couple of things that I disagree with, but there's also a couple of things that I do agree with. I agree that his role should be more limited, but I want to grow that discussion a bit more and say that is not Giannis's fault.
I wouldn't blame Giannis for the team being not very good.
I would say that the franchise and the coaching staff have more to answer for as far as Giannis's development and
True.
Giannis's team around him.
And their scheme.
Coach Bud has a very limited array of offensive plays.
He's on a short leash right now.
He should be. He should be. I think that what Giannis needs is a new coach and a new system, which is why I think that it's really good for the league to see Giannis stay in Milwaukee, but it's not good for Giannis. Giannis needed to go to a new situation to really develop his career and get himself to the next level. Do I think that he can be a better shooter? I do. I honestly believe that. We've seen it before. We've seen LeBron go from one of the worst jump shooters in the league to arguably one of the better ones. I wouldn't say he's elite. I'd say he's good, but he's one of the better jump shooters in the league. The problem with Giannis is that they gave him a point guard who doesn't pass in Drew Holiday, or I'm not going to say he doesn't pass. I'm going to say that Drew Holiday was not the answer for Giannis. What Giannis needed was someone that could get him the ball into the paint and allow him to then alter the defense to get those players the looks that they needed. The way that Milwaukee went about it was to get themselves another one-on-one scorer. That's not how you win in today's NBA. We've seen it with the LA Lakers trying to win with just LeBron and AD. It doesn't work. What you need is depth. You need players that can make jump shots. That's why Caldwell Pope is on the contract that he's on. That's why Kyle Kuzma got the contract that he did, because these are catch and shoot guys. These are guys that can get open and get the ball when, Anthony Davis or LeBron are doubled in the paint. Giannis doesn't have those options outside of Brook Lopez and Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton's also a better one-on-one scorer when he has the ball in his hands and he's dribbling. He's not so much a catch and shoot type of player. What they needed was a Kyle Korver, Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero type catch and shoot guy.
He's from Milwaukee.
He is from Milwaukee. Yeah. He is. He's a Wisconsin boy.
Good pick.
But the franchise needs to do more for Giannis. I think that his development would be better served with a different head coach, with a better situation. And I agree with you that his role should be limited to a center role where he gets the ball in the paint and is able to make a read on defense, similar to the way Jokic plays. But Jokic likes to play inside the paint and then work his way out, whereas I think the other way around would be better for Giannis because he doesn't have that jump shot threat yet.
Not even close. There's no threat for him to shoot. If he's shooting, the other team's laughing.
Yes,
please shoot. As I just read through his stats, they're embarrassing. I think they need to simplify his role to get the most out of Giannis because he's trying to do too much. And again, you're right. That's probably not his fault directly, unless he's demanding to be the guy that also handles the ball, rebounds, defends the paint. He won Defensive Player of the Year last year. That's no joke. But if he can focus on being the Defensive Player of the Year and also on offense, focus on being in the paint, his shooting is atrocious. He shouldn't be shooting jump shots. And I don't think he should be trying to dribble drive all the time. Like I said, he's trying to be LeBron James when he's better suited to be Anthony Davis.
I think the other thing with Giannis is his defense on the perimeter. It's good, but it's not at an elite level. He is best served in the paint, both offensively and defensively. That is where he makes the most impact. He's one of the hardest players to score on downhill. Absolutely. He's one of the hardest players to defend downhill. So getting him in a situation where he can run and gun both ends is the best way to utilize Giannis. He can do a lot of things. He can. He's one of the most skilled big men I've ever seen.
He is good, yeah. I wouldn't discredit him in that regard.
Yeah. Look, he's up there with Nikola Jokic as far as his offering and Joel Embiid.
Yep.
Those are the three best big men in the league.
He's only the two-time MVP.
Exactly. And this is where I think that the Bucks needed to do more for him this offseason. They got him, DJ Augustine was their biggest get.
Bryn Forbes.
It
was Bobby Portis, and I don't even like Bobby Portis.
Look, Bobby Portis has actually been pretty good for them.
He has been.
He's been pretty good for them, but you know why? He's a catch and shoot player. You pick up three of those, you get rid of the rest of the guys in that backcourt, and you clean house. If you want Giannis to be at his best, you need catch and shoot players surrounding him. You'd throw the bag at Duncan Robinson. You'd throw the bag at who's another catch and shoot guy? Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
These are guys that would best serve
Wayne
Giannis. Any of those guys, Reggie Bullock. These are guys that are average NBA players, but they're elite catch and shoot scorers.
That's their skill.
And that's what Giannis needs on his team.
I agree.
And Brook Lopez is not the answer. He doesn't have the quickness to get off screens.
He can't defend any
to get
screens.
himself open.
The Raptors torched him.
Yeah, because he sits back. He hasn't got elite quickness. He has a very big problem in getting side to side.
He has elite slowness.
Yeah, he is. He is in the elite level of slowness, up there with Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
But look, the Bucks situation isn't good long term. They have Drew Holiday off contract. They have Chris Middleton, who is on a big contract. Who how do you maneuver if you're the Bucks right now? You haven't got anywhere to go, and as you said, Giannis needs more. He needs more to be the best player in the league and to not have won anything outside of 2 MVPs and a Defensive Player of the Year award. He is an elite player, but he's not in a good situation.
I I agree. He is an elite player. Again, like we said, he's a 2-time MVP. This iteration of the Bucks does not worry me at all.
No.
You watch them play and you're like, that team's not winning a championship. They're not even going to beat the 76ers.
No.
Or even the Nets for that matter. But my point is basically, I think he's peaked as an individual. I think his skill set has maxed out, honestly. He may improve as a shooter. I just don't think he can. Or I don't think he will, sorry. He definitely can, but I don't think he will. And I think he's best served to have a simplified role on a team that's properly placed around him, or he's placed into a good situation. Like Golden State, for example.
Yeah.
It's hard to see that happening. Golden State suddenly picking him up. But who knows? The trade deadline could get really crazy.
Yeah, look, I think JJ Redick should be a target for Milwaukee.
That's another one.
He's probably one of the players on the market that they should really go after.
Available.
He is available. He's made some pretty boneheaded plays recently, but he just needs a new situation. Like New Orleans is struggling.
Yeah.
The Van Gundy coaching assignment is not playing out very well for them.
So far, it hasn't been amazing. I think they can still pick it up, but nonetheless, there's a lot of room for improvement there. Maybe don't sign Steven Adams to a massive contract when it doesn't fit. And I love Steven Adams. But anyway, that's the Pelicans and that's the Bucks. Again,
just a couple more names, sorry, for Giannis's Bucks.
Okay, go ahead.
Buddy Hield is also available. He might be someone that they bring in. He's one of the elite catch and shoot guys in the NBA. Bogdan Bogdanovic did just sign with Atlanta, but that could be an option that they look at possibly in the next year or so, depending on how Atlanta develop and where they end up. Anunoby, he's not moving from Toronto. But yeah, look, these are all guys that have elite catch and shoot ability, and could potentially be on the trade market in the next couple of years.
So I'm just laughing because Josh was going in. He went into the top 100 players, and then he just Command F'd and then put in catch
and shoot.
And Anunoby came up and it was like, should I say this? He's not gonna move.
Spencer Dinwiddie is another one that came up, and he's another guy that's probably available depending on Brooklyn's situation there.
Yeah. So
Anyway,
the Bucks have a lot of room for improvement. It's a good point you make about how they need more shooting. Like I said, I don't think that team is as good as they were in the last few seasons.
No.
Do you think Giannis has peaked? Do you think he's going to get even better? Let us know. Please let us know on all socials.
Yeah.